When did you hear the news that your brother had been murdered?
On June 13th, I was living in San Francisco, and I was a full-time student at San Francisco State, and I was working at Wells Fargo Bank, and I was on shift that day. And when I got home at 6:30, my boyfriend at the time, we were living together, and he had already received the call from my dad, who told him to be prepared to support me when I got home. And my dad, I called him and because he was asking for me to call, and he had asked me if I had seen any. Oh, geez, I'm so sorry. He had asked me if I'd seen any coverage on the news that day, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And he said, do you know Nicole Brown Simpson? I like, what are you? Do you know O.J. Simpson? I'm like, why are you asking me these ridiculous questions? And then he just blurted out that they found my brother dead alongside Nicole.
And these were 20 years ago. This was pre-iPhone, right? We're on iPhone 13, so it's 13 years old.
This was what, 28 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it'll be 94. So this was the days of the brick cell phone that we almost carried around in the little suitcases. This was
right.
Pager beeper days. So in my apartment in San Francisco, we had one landline in our house. So this was pre everything. Couple news stations, and that's it.
For all of our listeners out there that are younger than like 35, a landline is a phone that was in your house that was hooked to a cable.
And it had a cord, and depending on how cool your parent was the length of the cord.
Right.
Some of them you had to stay within about 3 feet of the wall.
Right. And
if you had like a good 25-footer, you could stretch from the kitchen to the living room for a little privacy.
Or the bathroom.
I don't take phone calls in the bathroom myself.
I didn't
Still to this day, I don't.
Well, I wasn't using the bathroom. I was just kind of... It was a good.
I used to get yelled at when I would stretch the cord out because I wanted privacy, and then my dad would come in, and our perfectly coiled phone was all stretched out, and because I would use my fingers and twirl it, and
same. Oh yeah, or a pin. You'd run a pin through it. I'd do that a lot also. I remember actually. I know we're kind of getting off topic, but when I was in high school, just because being a teenage kid, and I actually lived out in the Bay Area myself, and I worked just one of the things I was saving for a car, but I also paid for my own phone line for my bedroom. So I had a phone line in my bedroom. Well, I got a quick story. We're going to go way off topic now.
How the hell did you do that?
Well, do you remember your first phone number?
That I don't.
I know mine.
Put it out there. Let's call it and find who has it right now.
634-1818.
Is that area code 415?
I don't remember the area code because I was, probably 312. I was in Chicago, but I remember 634-1818. My very first phone number.
521-2578.
Well, very nice.
Yeah, I remember that. Hey, Sean, have you noticed I've had more energy during this podcast?
You have today. You sleep better last night?
No. I didn't. I have. We've got some good stuff that we're having. I've been drinking this Magic Mind. You have it in the morning with your caffeine. I don't drink coffee because
you're a tea drinker.
I am. I'll drink some tea in the morning. I might as well be British the way I like the tea.
You do like a good tea.
I don't put milk in it, but I like a good tea. But this stuff's helping me, man. It's making me more focused. It's giving me more energy, and it's making me a little bit happier.
No, it is. The folks out at Magic Mind sent that out to us early this week, and I've had it the last couple of days. I'm not. Was it matcha? Is that the pronunciation? Matcha. I'm not a matcha tea guy generally. I am a coffee guy in the morning. That's it. I'm not one of these all day guys. I rarely drink an energy drink, but I've been giving this a try, and first of all, it actually tastes good. I was very surprised. It's like a natural herbal thing. It is green. But I think it's fantastic, man. It tastes great.
Well, I was with you. The first time I had it, I was like, it's 2 ounces. I'll see what it was good. It came down. I think it's the honey. It's got a little bit of sugar. I've been on this new diet too, so it's really helpful. It's 15 calories. Man, this stuff is a pep in your step.
And where can people find Magic Mind?
They can get it online.
They can. If you go to magicmind.com, you sign up for the subscription. Kim, I hope you're taking notes here. You sign up from the subscription.
I actually, that's why I'm doing it on my computer. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, good answer. You can get with a subscription like 40% off, and I think there's a 20% off like one-time deal. Use the code STICKS
That's you.
That's me.
20.
Sticks 20. STICKS 20.
Yeah.
So
Try
give
it
it a
out.
shot, man. Honestly, it's good.
It
really
is a shot. It's 2 ounces.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
little
shot.
So kind of take it 1 in the morning, let it replace your all that caffeine you might get from
Hey,
coffee, and help yourself out.
Kim, it may help with some stress resilience too.
It is. Hey,
Please.
literally,
It says
listen,
it relaxes
it
you.
says
there,
on
so
it
we got
here,
that.
gives you energy. Second line,
Excellent.
helps you relax.
Aptogens is
So
what it has.
keeps you focused and makes you happy.
Very good. I need that.
What more could you ask for? No, but so when I had mine, I'm just, for all you younger listeners, I'm giving you an idea here. I had a semester in school where I liked to skip school in high school, and I would show up every morning. I'd get up, go to school, and then we'd all kind of skip out for the day. And so there was like the automated system where the school would call, hey, your son or daughter has missed 1 or more periods today, one of those type of deals. Well, I had a friend of mine that worked in the office as like an office aide. And so we had changed it from the home phone number to my bedroom phone. So my parents never knew I was missing school. And this went on for quite a while during one semester. And then my French teacher had my mom's work number.
Oh,
and called my mom at work. And then that's when they found out the number of days, how much I missed. And needless to say, my phone line disappeared, but I enjoyed it while I had it. So
Very nice. And I love the little French reference. I took French.
I did.
That was unusual back then. Mm-hmm.
It was. Well, I mean, I knew I was going into law enforcement. I should have taken Spanish, obviously. But, I thought it was like a romantic language and it would help out with ladies.
He's sensitive like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oui. Je ne suis pas.
So you went through all of this. I mean, and it's hard for people to understand that they don't have instantaneous information right in their hand, like carrying around these small little computers that we can find any information out at any given time. So you get this call, your dad tells you, I'm sure that you immediately go down to be with your family.
Yeah. I mean, I was living in San Francisco. It's like a 50-minute flight. I was panicked. I had no idea what was going on. We had very little information at the time. It was not on our newscast. Well, I shouldn't say that. My brother's face was not on our newscast yet in San Francisco. So I couldn't find anything immediately, but I wasn't trying to find it on the news. I was just hurrying up to pack to get on our flight, and we raced to Oakland to get on the flight out of Oakland because it was quicker and the first one available. And I just was a complete mess on the plane. I remember specifically the flight attendant, staring at me because I was sobbing, and she was very worried about me. I remember that. And then we got off the airplane, and, again, that was pre 9/11. So you were allowed to, meet your family at the gate and
smoke on the plane.
Yeah. And so it was one of the last flights. It wasn't very full. I remember getting off, and I remember seeing my dad at the end of the walkway where you greet your family. And I just remember falling into his arms and just completely collapsing because I never lost anybody before. And so, it was just completely jarring to hear that it was my brother who was the closest thing to me, outside of my dad. And, you just, when you hear that someone died, usually you think car accident or, some kind of natural, causes. But we didn't know what had happened. There were rumors, I should say rumors in that first day that it was, that they were gunshots. I mean, we just had no information. So we were very much in the dark in those first day or two. And then it caught on like wildfire.
Is that pretty normal that you kind of, what information you kind of have, the police have, they kind of hold it back a little bit? And
yeah, and just as we're talking, 28 years ago, media compared to now is definitely a little bit, it's very different. Now police departments themselves obviously have social media and everybody's not only demanding, they expect information from the police departments on things that are happening. And so police departments, using the word transparency, they try to put things out, oftentimes, hey, we're investigating a homicide over here at this location. They'll even just something as generic as that, they try to get it out. But there are parts of an investigation, obviously, that the police, if they don't want the public to know at times, and as tough as it is, they don't even want to share it with the family because it's they're hoping it doesn't interfere with their investigation or a suspect they're trying to track down, you know, and things like that. So they have to hold a lot of things, you know, close to the chest.
Gotcha.
Right, because if they reveal all of the facts, then everybody has them, and so the real killer wouldn't. You want the real killer to be able to have facts that other people don't, kind of a thing, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You want to jeopardize the investigation.
Absolutely. Ideally, you would like to be able to identify who a suspect is after you've spoken with witnesses, or you've got some, you know, whether it's forensic evidence, you know, ballistic evidence, whatever it may be. You want to be able to sit down with a suspect and him basically not have had time, knowing what you know already, to prepare his defense to you face to face. That's why that first interview is so important.
Well, from the time
I think.
No, go ahead.
No,
man.
I was just going to say, you know, I think something that stands out to me as being incredibly upsetting at the time was that we, you know, when you watch television, you know, the police shows and law enforcement, you know, legal shows or whatever, always there's a knock at the door, right? And it's we're, you know, sad to inform you that so and so. We didn't get that. We had no knock at the door. We had no phone call from anyone in the police department. It was the coroner's office that called us to let us know. And quite frankly, it was all day that they were trying to get a hold of somebody in our family, because they didn't release my brother's name until they made the first notification, which I appreciate.
Yep.
And that actually, I know this because Deborah Tate is a friend of mine. That piece of that notification system was because of how Sharon Tate's murder was shared with the world before Deborah Tate's family knew. Anyway, off track. So anyway, we had the coroner's office call and talked to my stepmom. My dad wasn't even home. And she started to relay the information to my stepmom, who was completely confused as to what was happening. And then my dad, lo and behold, was walking through the door as my stepmom Patty was yelling, Fred, there's something wrong. You need to pick up the phone. Something happened to Ron. And my dad picked up. They were both on the landlines. And Claudia Radcliffe, the coroner, she was the one that said, you know, they found my brother and they found his ID, the driver's license. And that's how they knew it was him. But we had random phone calls left on our voice machine all day long from people that were trying to see if we were home. And it was bizarre because we were getting these weird calls and people that my brother knew and friends that were wanting to know if he was home. And then my stepmom was thinking, why are you calling my house? Ron doesn't live here. And so it was all a kind of a setup to just strange. It's little things. And this, I mean, I can't even, not exaggerating, within 30 seconds of the coroner and my dad hanging up, my brother's face was plastered all over the news.